Hello, welcome, hi. Hello to anyone new. I'm glad you're here. To anyone who's been coming, hi. I'm Miss Kate. Welcome to Art Date with Miss Kate. So what are we gonna do today? We've been talking about Space Week, my favorite because I love all things space, as you guys are finding out. We did astronauts, we've done spaceships, rocket ships. So I thought today, what if I was kind of like your outer space tour guide and showed you around the place? It's quite large, so we're gonna have to make this adventure short, but I can give you a few little tips and tricks and information here and there, and then we'll go make some awesome artwork. You up for it? Okay.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, Spencer?
I just wanted to say, beam me up, Scotty.
All right, outer space, here we come. So, let's say we're out in this vast amount of space and we're driving along in our spaceship right now. If you look out to your left on the window, you'll see Earth, and that's our home, right? But Earth has a spot in this outer space area where it fits in, and it's called our solar system. In the middle of our solar system is the sun. Boop, that handsome fellow. The sun is a huge ball of gas. You could actually fly straight through the middle because it's just gas. You'd burn up, so it's not a good idea. But there's no center, there's no hardness. It's just open, and the way that the gas reacts with each other is why it always is like kind of on fire. So all of the planets, us, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. I would say Pluto because I learned him, but he is not anymore. They all circle around the sun, and that gives us our solar system, along with any other moons that are in it. Well, this solar system we have, which is made up of the planets and the sun and moons, is a friend of other solar systems, which have other suns and other planet type things that circle around them. That makes up our Milky Way galaxy. So we could think of it as the solar system we live in is like our neighborhood. And Mercury's our friend, and Venus is our next door neighbor, and Saturn lives down the street and around the corner, always doing the hula because it's got those rings around it. They're close by. If we wanted to go visit the Andromeda galaxy, which is a little bit further, we'd have to hop in our car and actually make a trip. So that's how we can kind of see that, how we fit into the solar system and to galaxies. Now, if we took our galaxy, the Milky Way, and then with our planets and our sun, and then we took the Andromeda galaxy, and then the other galaxy, and then the other one, that would make the whole universe. That's huge. There's like billions of galaxies, like so many, and we're still finding some. So it's quite big. I mean, I don't think we can even fathom how big it is. But that's sort of a start. So that huge amount of galaxies, like our Milky Way, and then the Andromeda, and then all these other ones, that would kind of be like the concept of Earth. We all kind of fit in this together. Okay, does that sort of make sense? All right, so we're scooting along, and something interesting is if we were to get out of the space shuttle without our helmets on, because we need those because they help us to have air, we wouldn't be able to hear anything. Not a peep. Absolute silence. Why? Because there's no air in space. It's a vacuum. It's kind of hard to think about it like that, but let me see if I can change it a little bit. For us to hear, we have to have waves, sound waves, come into our ear. Sound waves only travel through a material, such as air or water. So do you notice when you go swimming, it sounds funnier, like kind of muffled, but like louder? Well, that's because the sound waves that go through that water are like altered a bit. So when you get out and you hear it in the air, it sounds like back to normal. Or do you plug your ears and you can hear your own voice? That's another, because it's kind of going, the sound has to echo in your skin and stuff. So that's a different material. When you're in space, there's no air. That's why the astronauts have to have their helmets on. And because of that, you can't hear. Pretty cool, right? Well, they got me thinking. One thing that I don't know a lot about, which we might come across, are aliens, which really could be quite a cool experience. They might speak a different language than us, and they might look quite different than us. For all we know, we might not even recognize an alien because we just don't even know what one looks like. But what we can do is do an art project and have an alien as our subject. We're going to be inspired by that, but we're going to backtrack just a little and we're going to talk about colors. Now we can't hear in space, but we can still see colors, and that's super cool. So we have two sets of colors, or ways to describe colors. We can talk about colors as being warm or cool. So warm colors make us think of something that's warm, like the sun. Those would be red, yellow, and orange. They're the first part of the rainbow. They're actually warmer because of their vibrational frequency. It's pretty cool. It all kind of goes together in this space stuff we're talking about. So when we think of warm colors, it's anything that makes us feel warm. Fire is warm. The sun is warm. So that's how we would label those. So here we go. Red, yellow, orange, warm. Now, the cool colors make us feel kind of cold and like it's icy, maybe like winter time. Those colors are blue, green, and purple. They're on the bottom half of the rainbow. Pretty neat, right? So when we're thinking about cool colors and warm colors, we can use those to put into our artwork now. So what we're gonna do is design a WarmCool Alien. So I'm gonna gather my art supplies. For this, I think we're gonna keep it kind of simple to materials. We're in space, so we probably wouldn't have packed many to begin with. And we'll get some white paper, pencil to draw, black marker to give a nice outline, and then whatever you like to color with. Crayons are great, markers, colored pencils, your choice, your art. I will see you in just a second, get my stuff ready, and I'll catch you in 2 snaps of a finger click. Okie doke, artists, astronauts, and any other fine fellow friends joining us. Let's get started. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to create an alien flying through in space with his UFO, and we are going to do part of it in the warm colors. As you can see, I did the red, orange, yellows down here, and the other part in the cool colors. This would be the purples, the blues, and the greens. Remember, this stuff makes us think of cold stuff like ice and winter. This makes us think of warm things like the sun in summertime. So I'm gonna actually do 2 at a time today, so that way you can see a couple different options. And let's get going. So go ahead and get your paper. We're gonna have it in the portrait direction. Remember, this is landscape, how we would put if we were drawing a landscape or an ocean. This is gonna be portrait because it's kind of like a portrait of our alien friend. And go ahead and get your pencil. I've got a pen today actually because my marker seems to have rolled off the table. And let's get going. So we're gonna start with our alien in the middle. You have a couple ways you can draw it. And remember, anything I do is just a suggestion. If you have a different idea in your head, go for it. I'm all about your own personal creativity, okay? So I am thinking, actually, we're not gonna draw the alien first. Let's get his UFO done. That way you can fit your alien inside of it. So first thing, we'll start on the bottom. We're gonna do kind of across about almost all the page, a little bit down from the middle. So we have top, bottom, middle, a little bit down, kind of like a long smile, like our paper is smiling. Wouldn't that be funny if you had 2 eyeballs up here? Can you see it? Looks like a smile. Okay, so, sorry, Miss Kate, get focus. Okay, So we've got our smile, and we're gonna draw the edges now of our spacecraft or UFO. I'm gonna draw two somewhat diagonal lines, a little bit curved though. And if you notice, mine kind of smushed on the page. It's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Art's just about having fun. And if we can have fun, let's do it. Now we're gonna put another smile shape to close off the bottom of our spacecraft. And so you know, I've never seen a UFO or an alien. So this is all what we are thinking about in our imaginations, or what we would assume they might look like. For all I know, an alien might ride an ant like we ride horses. They could be microscopic, or it could be so big that it just floats. You never know. Let's go ahead and draw some spikes or things that it would rest on. So you could have where it's got pointy bottom, or I'll switch and put some on this. Your bottom legs could be curved. They could be wiggly and jiggly. They could be some random shape that you don't even have a name for, like that. Anything you can think of. Something. I would make the first two larger because they're in the front. They're closest to us. The other two are going to be a tad bit smaller. They're farther back. This is a trick in art. When we have stuff and we want it to look really close, we draw it bigger. When we want it to look far away, we make it smaller. I want you to notice that in any artwork or pictures you see from now on. Say you see a picture of a beach and there's a palm tree. The palm trees way in the back are going to be way tiny, where the ones closer to you will be bigger. So we've got some bottoms on our spacecraft here. And I'm going to add some little like doodaddy, doohickeys, maybe some kind of weird controllers. I'll put a couple circles, maybe some like long bar. Maybe this lights up at night. It's like it's a headlight on like we have on cars. Go ahead now and think about what would you put on your spacecraft for your alien. I'll switch and do a different design. Since this one's spiky, or the base is spiky, maybe I'll put some diamond shapes to keep with that spike design. And then maybe some kind of weird wiggle in the middle. And then a couple more diamond shapes. Okay, how you guys doing? Pretty good? All right, remember, it's all in our imagination. So if you get stumped, wait. If you can't think of something, you can always choose one of my suggestions. Anything goes. Now let's draw the space bubble, because we talked that there's no air in space. I'm not really sure aliens could live without a space bubble either, because they might need air, they might not, but we're gonna assume they do. So this is gonna be the capsule sort of that keeps him safe, just like we would have a helmet on. Now you might say, Miss Kate, does it have to be round? Well, I guess not, because hey, maybe aliens are square. I'm gonna make some weird shape on here, just because I can. So go ahead and think, what would you put for this capsule, the top part of your spacecraft? You got it? Good. Remember too, if I'm going too fast or you need to slow down, pause the video and we'll all be there waiting for you when you come back. Now, let's go ahead and put in some aliens. This one, I'm gonna just put some kind of blobbish body. Doesn't really have a name. Kind of like a square that's sort of mushy and melting. I'll do that one here. And this one's gonna have more of a tall body. Okay, so go ahead and think about what kind of body do you imagine? Maybe yours is a little more wiggly on the edges, like it's like an amoeba. Maybe yours is spiky. It's up to you. And now let's get into the features. So we have our facial features. We got an eye, we have nose, we have a mouth. Not sure aliens have these, but we're gonna assume they at least have an eye and a mouth. So this guy, I'm gonna put one big old eye right in the middle. It's gonna have some eyelashes too. This one, I think I'll put one way over here, but it's not even gonna be like a regular eye shape. It's gonna be a crazy shape. And it's gonna be looking up into the sky. Yeah, oh, I like that. Okay. So that's a couple ideas. If you got a different one, go for it. I don't think I'm gonna put a nose on this one because it doesn't have a lot of extra room there, but so I'm gonna venture to mouths. This one's gonna have a square mouth. But I'm gonna put it have like a funny opening in the middle. Kind of like more like a robot maybe. And it'll have a couple little teeth hanging down. And this one's gonna have kind of like a clown mouth. You know how clowns have like that big red mouth? It's gonna be really big. Let's see. And it'll have a big tooth there and a big tooth here. We'll put two teeth down here. Okay. Oh, these are looking so fun. Now, how about some little antennas? I gotta fill up this space. Again, remember, if you want to do this, you can. If not, you're creating your own creature as well. I'm kind of guiding you through some ideas, but I like when you guys have your own ideas just as much. So this one's got some weird little antenna things growing off its head. And this one I'm gonna have, kind of have like some crazy hair. I don't know, something weird. So go ahead and add any kind of extras that you would imagine your alien in their spaceship is gonna have. All right, and I'm gonna stop there for my drawing. I might go back in and add some details in just a bit. You can always add some patches onto them, some weird spots or polka dots. This one will get more like a polka dot shape. But let's talk about our colors. So I talked about warm and cool. Warm would be the oranges, the yellows, the reds, any of those. Let me grab out a few. If you have a big box of crayons, you'll have a bigger selection. If you don't and you just have the three main ones, that works too. What I want you to do is choose which area you want to be warm. So your alien could be warm and your spacecraft could be cool, or your alien is cool and your spacecraft is warm. So what I'm gonna do is pause the video and let you see what I'm talking about, because it's gonna take me forever to color both at the same time. And that way you can go ahead and catch up. So we're gonna do the warm colors, red, yellow, orange. They make us think of hot stuff in either the alien or the spacecraft, okay? All right, so now we've got our warm colors. You either have a warm alien right now or you have a warm spacecraft. The other spot that we are going to color in now will be with our cool colors. The cool colors make us think of cold things. That would be purples, greens, and blues. So any form of those, you're going to go ahead and take now, and whatever you haven't colored in, you'll fill in with those cool colors. So this one will get the cool colors on the bottom in its spacecraft. In this one, the alien is going to be having the cool colors, right? The last step you'll do after that is simply put in a background, because I'm not really big on the white paper thing. This alien, if you see, I originally had done I just took my black crayon and didn't push too hard and just went very lightly. You can give it a gray background, a blue background, a pink background, whatever you feel like, but very gently with your crayon, you can go ahead in, and when you're all done, you'll put your background in, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and work on these. I'll put a pause screen up so you can see that, and then I'll flip it around so I can give you an awesome, out of this world, interstellar goodbye. All right, rock stars, art stars, astronaut alien stars, you all are doing amazing. What a fun day. If you don't know how much I love space by now, guess what? Well, we have 2 more days of it and you'll just find out. But I am loving this. I can't wait to see what you guys do with your aliens today. So if you take a picture, you can send it to me. There's info down below how to contact me, DM, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You'll find me. It's all over. I would love to see it. We talked about warm, cool colors. We talked about some really cool facts about space that are kind of mind-boggling, but just so cool. Tomorrow, we are going to be adventuring into a little bit of a spacewalk. So we'll be bringing a flashlight and a few other things to see what we see if we were to get out of our space shuttle and explore. So I'm super excited about that. Come prepared with your creativity. You won't need too much paper, white paper, black paper, scissors and glue. Colors is good too. And yeah, we'll have some fun. So enjoy the rest of the day. Take the time you need to finish up your artwork. Get outside, enjoy the fresh air, be kind, and I can't wait till tomorrow. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bye.